What's up, eighth graders? Our learning targets for today is I can diagram problems in context. I can solve word problems using tape diagrams. So, as you probably know or are aware, you use tape diagrams throughout elementary school. So maybe you remember it from sixth grade, maybe you remember it from fifth grade, whatever grade you were in, you have seen tape diagrams before. So this is nothing completely new to you all, okay? So let's look at our first problem that we have. It says Sam has $62. He decided to spend $25 on a new video game. How much money does he have left? Well, we're going to begin with our answer statement. You see, because we're trying to figure out how much money Sam has left. We're going to create a tape diagram. Okay. And the first thing I need to do with my tape diagram is I need to make, my whole bar. My whole bar is going to represent the amount of money that Sam started with. Okay. So we know that he started with $62, which is good. But then we knew that a certain amount of the money out of the 62 was spent on a video game, which was $25. All right. So he spent $25 on a new video game. Our job now is to figure out how much money does Sam have left after he buys the new video game. So pause the video when I say go, and I want you to think about it for a second to see if you know how much money Sam actually saved after spending $25 on a new video game. Ready, set, go. All right, welcome back. So if you decided to subtract, you are correct. 62 minus 25 will give us the amount of money that he has left, which will be what? So we know that in elementary school, you see a question mark, right? Well, as you get in middle school, as you go get higher in high school and so on, you won't see a question mark. You will begin to see an X. Well, that question mark there to represent the unknown value. It could also be a variable, any letter in the alphabet to represent the unknown value. So right now we have the question mark. So what answer did you come up with? If you said 37, good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. He actually saved $37. So Sam has $37 left. All right, excellent. Let's look at our second problem. All right, there are 32 students in a class. Of the class, 3/8 bring their own lunch. How many students bring their own lunch? So we're going to start off with our answer statement. So blank students bring their own lunch. Here we go. Let's start off with our tape diagram. Okay, we know the whole represents 32 students in a class. That's total, right? We need to divide the whole into how many groups? Well, think about it. If they said 3/8 of the class, that simply means they're going to be broken up into 8 groups. So the whole 32 students in the class will be broken up into 8 groups, right? So how many boxes should we create in our tape diagram? Well, I know that if there's 3 groups of 8, and I know that 8 of 8 makes one whole, so that means I need to make what? 8 boxes. Very good. So let's go ahead and partition our diagram into 8 equal boxes. Okay, first we have 32 students in whole. So we're going to start right here from the middle of the box. All right, so I'm cutting it in half. Then I'm going to cut that half in half. Then I'm going to cut this half in half. Then I'm going to come all the way to the left and cut that half in half. Then this half in half. Then that half in half. And finally, that half in half. Now, that's a good strategy to make sure you have equal parts. If you just do half, half, and half until you finish. Good job. So now, I want you to think about it for a second. I want you to tell me how many students make up each box. If there's 32 students and we split them up in 8 groups, I want you to tell me how many students will be in each group. Okay? Go ahead and do that now and resume the video when you're ready. Okay, welcome back. So hopefully you knew that 32 divided by 8 gave you what? 4. Excellent job. So that means it's going to be 4 students to each group. All right. But we also know that 3/8 of them, so 3 out of the 8 groups, bring their own lunch. So what math operation could we possibly use to figure out our answer? I know that there is 4 students in each group, and 3 of the groups bring their own lunch. So therefore, I need to do 2 of the following. I could either add up all 3 of those groups, or I can take one of those numbers and multiply them by 3. Okay, either way, we know that our answer will be 12 students. Okay, Excellent job. So therefore, we know that 12 students bring their own lunch. Yummy. That sounds about good right now because I am very hungry myself. So that'll be, I hope it's a good lunch for them. Okay. Let's check out Joe. So Joe has $173 in the bank. He earns the same amount of money each week for 7 weeks and put this money in the bank. Now Joe has $208 in the bank. How much does Joe earn each week? Okay, so let's start off with our answer statement. We're going to create our tape diagram. And what would be the amount that we put to the top to represent the whole? Think about it for a second. Okay, we knew what he had in the beginning, and now we know what he has after 7 weeks. So what should go to the top? You're right. The amount after the 7 weeks, which is going to be $208. Good job. But when we do our tape diagram, we have to identify what Joe started off with first. How much money did Joe start off with? 173. That's right. So we're going to divide it off and show the amount of money he started off with, $173. So let's go ahead and put that there. Now, if you look at our tape diagram, you know that 173 is a little bit bigger than half of 208. So therefore, we know that when we create this box, it had to be a little bit bigger than half. Okay, makes sense? So that's how we're going to keep that going too. All right. So now my next question is, what is the total amount of money Joe earned over 7 weeks? So you see this little box over here? This little box right here. That's right. We need, not me, this box. We need to do what to this box? Because we're talking about 7 weeks. All right. So we need to divide this box into how many boxes? I can't hear you. Excellent job. 7 boxes to represent what? 7 weeks. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that now. So this is going to show us the amount that we saved. But let me move me out of the way real quick. So I'll put me there. Okay. So now we have 7 boxes. And once again, it represents 7 weeks. Okay. And we know that it's going to be an even amount of money that's going to be saved over the course of 7 weeks. So let's just pause for a second and think. All right. We know that he had $208. He has $208 right now. He started off at 173. And then over 7 weeks, he saved the same amount of money. So what math operation will we use to figure out how much money he saved over the course of 7 weeks? Pause the video and think about it. Resume when you're ready to go. All right, welcome back. So hopefully you found your answer. So if we wanted to take 208 and subtract 173 from it, we should get 35, right? And if we have 7 weeks, and we took that 7 weeks because we know that each week he earned X amount of money, right? If we took that 7 weeks and divided it into $35, how much money would he save each week? Well, hopefully you know that he saved $5. Very good. So each week he was saving $5, right? So our answer for our answer statement is Joe put $5 in the bank every week. Now, I'm going to backtrack for a second real quick. So we notice how you see your X's there. Don't forget, in elementary school, you did this, but with a question mark. Now, going forward, you would do it with variables. And in most cases, it would be X, right? So that represents a variable, which is an unknown value that you're going to figure out, right? So yeah, so that's why we had those X's there. Please don't forget to like, very good, share, and most importantly, subscribe to Basic Math Skills with Mr. G.